Final segment of ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and Tenitra. We want to say thank you for rocking with us throughout the entire show. You guys have been giving us amazing feedback because we're up over 2,600 subscribers on our way to 3,000. Go ahead and get our Andre 3000 award. Yeah, we trying to. Yeah, we pushing for that. That's what we get. That's what we speak it into existence on this show. T, tell them that's how we get down. But this is for the culture. It is the intersection between sports, entertainment, and the culture, and sometimes wherever the hell we won't talk about it. That's just how we get down. That's what we do. T, they have announced, first of all, let me say this. I love The Rock. That's my guy. Like, I used to even do the people's eyebrow. That was my whole thing back in school and everything because I love watch wrestling. But now he and his ex-wife, they have partnered together with the XFL, purchased the XFL, and they have announced all of the cities. So it seems like they have fallen in love with Texas. So you got Arlington, Houston, San Antonio. There's 3 cities right there in one state. Texas, everything is big in Texas, so they took that to heart, right? You got Las Vegas, man, wow, Orlando, Seattle, Washington D.C. and St. Louis. That I'm super excited about that because the way the Rams left out of there, those people need some little kickback for what happened to them when they losing their team. So those are the cities in the XFL. Now the question is, are people going to watch?
Right. And also are people going to attend those games, which is why, for
that's
me,
important too.
Las Vegas and Houston were head scratchers because Las Vegas is still in the process of embracing the Raiders and really getting that franchise off the ground as a legitimate football franchise in Vegas. So I don't understand why you would try to go into that market. I feel like that's going to be oversaturated because I feel like once the XFL actually rolls out this particular roster of teams in 2023, by that time the Raiders are going to be ensconced in the Vegas scene. So I don't quite understand that move. Same thing with Houston. Now, don't get me wrong. Houston is not exactly Texans country. A lot of those Oilers fans, once they left and they chose another team, they did not turn back. So a lot of those fans actually became Saints fans. And they didn't turn back when the Texans arrived, right?
Right.
There are enough Texans fans in the city of Houston for me to still scratch my head on that one and say, nah, I really don't get that. Now, the rest of them, I think you make a great point. When you think about Arlington Arlington, I'm sorry, that's a head scratcher for me too.
Yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah.
Like the Cowboys, I mean, why would you park yourself in a city where they are? Like, I don't quite understand that unless your rationale is that football fans in the Dallas Metroplex are so starved for football that they'll watch you in the off season. Maybe that's your plan. But I don't know. That one to me is really questionable because it's Cowboys or nothing. But I do like
Right.
San Antonio. They've been starving for a football team because they've had basketball as their only professional sport there for forever.
Right.
DC Metro, I mean, they're saturated with teams anyway, but technically speaking, you've got the whole DMV space. So if you're truly in the DC, like in the district, you'll be the only team in the district. Because real
Right.
talk,
Yeah.
the Commanders play in Virginia and the Ravens play in Maryland. So maybe you'll be able to get a little piece of the
Something
action
maybe.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might get something. And, Seattle, well, you might be able to get them because their team's going to suck this year. So you might be able
Yeah.
to get some
Yeah.
fans off that.
You might get some crossover there.
Yeah, fans from that. And I do think St. Louis, yeah, I really like that one as well. I'm like, they actually were decently, I won't say great, because that is still a Cardinals. That city still starts and stops with the Cardinals. That's still a Major League Baseball city all day, every day. However, there still was a contingent of fans that when the Rams left were like, dang, now all we have is the Cardinals because they don't have a professional basketball team. So I think
Right.
that'll be kind of cool for them to get that back. Because I know on the flip side of that, Jarvis, we in New Orleans, we did not have an NBA team for decades until we got a team franchise back, and we have yet to get a Major League Baseball team. So
Mm-hmm.
you feel it sometimes when you don't have that pro team, you feel some type of way. So hey, kudos to you, St. Louis.
No doubt about it. So I think that's the thing that you think about whether or not this league is going to be successful, I think
Yeah.
about The Rock, right? Like because the business model is to what he's been kind of pumping like the
Hmm.
54th man, right? Like
Yes.
he was just good enough to be the 54th man, never able to make a roster. And I love how he's
Hmm.
embracing that publicly
Yeah.
because I think that that'll kind of be able to get some guys who might not necessarily able to stick around, maybe on a practice
Hmm.
squad or something like that. But
True. True.
they'll, if okay, instead of trying to make a 53 man roster, let me go
Hmm.
to the XFL,
Yeah.
get some film under my belt, and then then try to make that leap to the NFL. And I think that
Hmm.
that's the type of player you need to go after because
Yeah.
those may be some guys that were really big college football stars
True.
and didn't necessarily make the cut. And I think
Hmm.
that if you can figure out what your target market is. He's done that. Your target demographic, that is.
Hmm.
He's figured that out, and I think
Yes.
that the passion that he brings for being one of those guys or being in
Hmm.
their shoes, I think he has the opportunity to be successful.
Hmm.
But speaking of success, the Chicago Bears are trying to be successful
Yeah.
on the field, but there may be some. They got some maybe have some opportunities to make some changes to Soldier Field. We'll talk about that. But first, T, tell the folks about Coffee AM.
I will tell them. So I had a friend over last night, right? Hadn't seen her in
Mm-hmm.
a couple months, and she is a part of our educational school system here, secondary education, if you will, and primary education. So anyway, she of course was like, wow, I don't know if I'm ready to get back to school. The early mornings, I've had the whole summer off, and now got to get back to early mornings. And I was like, you know what? I got a little gift for you to
I said,
get your
bring it.
morning started right.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yes.
gave her some coffee AM to go with her to start school next week, right? Because listen, your kids, they're a little different. So she's going to need something to deal with your kids.
That's a
And
good way to
coffee
put it.
AM, right? So coffee AM would have better way for her to really get herself jump started for the new school year than with something that is produced right here in her backyard. Yes, the best
Mm-hmm.
small batch roast company in this nation. Now, when you think about it, we say it because it's fresh. So when she opens that bag, and she might even open it this morning, quite honestly, but when she
Ooh,
opens that
yes,
bag,
Lord.
that's going to be fresh coffee for her because, again, when it's shipped the same day, close to it, you at least know you're going to get a free, fresh product. Then, Coffee AM only roast current crop, specialty grade, organic, fair trade, direct trade, whatever blend you want, you can get it with them. And you always want to support local businesses. So you go to coffeeam.com/locked on today. Take a look at that full menu of coffees, my favorites, teas, and gift sets, and choose one for yourself. Or like I did, choose one for a friend. Again, that's coffeeam.com/locked on. If you use the product code locked on for your first order, you will get 15% off of this good product that is with the best small batch coffee roaster in America. Get you some.
Speaking of product, the Chicago Bears are trying to put out a good product on the field. They have Justin Fields trying to figure his life out up there, but they're trying to figure some things out off the field. T.
Yeah.
Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot revealed
Hmm.
three proposals on yesterday for renovations to Soldier Field to try
Yeah.
to keep the Bears in the city, right? Because everybody trying to
Hmm.
move to the suburbs.
Yes.
The Falcons. Thankfully, the Falcons haven't done that, but
No, that was
everybody,
the move.
yeah, exactly. That was be a move. So, at the center of the proposal is the construction of a dome stadium, which
Hmm.
could cost anywhere from $900 million to $2.2 billion.
Yeah.
Do you, what do you think about a domed Soldier Field?
Bring it. Bring it. I mean,
Okay.
because when I look at what the Minnesota Vikings dome is unreal. I mean, it is
Yeah. Crazy.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was able to go up there, and you could see when I was in Minnesota a couple of years ago, they were finishing. So, it was
Hmm.
in the finishing stages. So you could actually see inside of the dome, riding by on the tram. Absolutely beautiful. And I know, even though Detroit never puts a good product on the field, having
Right.
one of the reasons they were actually
Bless him.
able to get, bless their hearts, one of the reasons they were able to get that Super Bowl all those years ago when it had to be relocated there was because they play inside, they play indoors. And yeah, football is a cold weather sport, but for the Super Bowl, you don't want that thing out there in 5-degree weather. So, and
Right.
if you've ever been to Soldier Field, it's beautiful. It's on the water. That's a beautiful scene, if you will. However, it looks like something that is a little bit antiquated. Yes, it's nostalgic, but an upgrade probably wouldn't hurt. But man, I don't know, because Chicagoans might be like, Psh, this might hit our pockets really, really hard. And speaking of something that we hope will hit hard, that's hitting hard with John Chuckery. All day, every day, you should check him out. Check out A to Z with Mark Zeno, because just like we will be talking tomorrow, hopefully, about a dub from the Braves with Spencer Strider taking the mound, those guys are going to give you their reactions as well. And we're going to talk a little bit of, we'll say, Falcons pre-training camp as those veterans are reporting in today. So for Jarvis,
Hmm.
I'm Tenitra. Thanks again for stopping by, and we hope to see you guys tomorrow.
Y'all come back now, you hear?